26th of September 2023 right now. I'm in London, England right now. It is Tuesday right now. We watch TV shows on Tuesday right now, but for 1 week only. We're watching Neighbours. So we was watching the X-Files. We've got up to season 3. Plan is to continue with season 4 next week, but for 1 week only, we're watching Neighbours. Neighbours ended earlier this year, I think. Or was it? I think it was earlier this year. Or was it late last year? I forget. One of them. It ended. Made us all upset. Even though I haven't watched it for years, I was like, man, Neighbours has ended. That's a part of my childhood about to end. And now they brought it back. I don't know how I feel about them bringing it back, but they brought it back. But anyway, we're going to watch the first 3 episodes. See what's hitting on for 1 week only, and then we get back to the X-Files. So, it's on Amazon Prime. It is Freeview, or Freeview, or whatever they call it. If you go to Amazon, or whatever Freeview you've got, get it ready on 0. Episode 1, season 2023. Episode 1. Get it ready on 0. We'll start it in a little bit, but for now, let me switch over this screen and just chat to y'all for a little bit. So, let me get mine ready on 0 actually, because I'll be lacking, I ain't gonna lie. I'll be lacking. Apparently it's episode 8,904. That is crazy. Oh, let me take this off. Shouldn't have that on screen. That's an issue. But yeah, we're watching Neighbours for 1 week only, as recommended by Benjamin. And thought, you know what, might be a good idea. Just check it out. I mean, I don't think I want to get back into watching Neighbours. I used to watch Neighbours on a very regular basis, going back some 20-something years, like almost 20 years, like 2005 or 6 or something. I think I stopped. So near enough to 20 years ago, I stopped watching Neighbours. But I used to watch it. I guess there's periods of times where I watched it more than others, but I remember at least in the years leading up to when I stopped, like probably like a good 7, 8, 9 years maybe, I reckon, like from late 90s up until maybe mid-ish 90s, like 96, 97 I think I want to say. From then up until about 2006, I think, is when I was watching it like a lot. I mean, before that I'd watch it, you know, a few times, and there's times where I watched it quite a bit before that as well. It's kind of on and off since it started, but I think the last sort of that period before it moved over to Channel 5 is when I was watching it a lot, and I was very invested in Neighbours at that time. But yeah, it moved to Channel 5, and I just thought, you know what, I don't want to continue watching it. I just couldn't be bothered. I was like, you know, it's one channel over, it's time to move on, and I never watched it again. I guess I heard a few things happening here and there, but I just never watched it after that. And then I heard it's ending. I'm like, man, that's crazy, because you think shows like this will just go on forever. Like, you never think of them ending. You always think that maybe one day you'll get back to it and watch some stuff or whatever, like, you know, 20, 30 years in the future, you might, you know, come back to it or something if you can, but I was like, nah, they're gonna end it. Nobody picks it up. It's crazy. And then after it ended, they were like, yeah, we're gonna bring it back. Apparently a free view. And yeah, like I said, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I feel once you end something, you should let it stop. There's no, I feel like there's not very few good reasons to bring it back, especially if you bring it back with the same cast and the same storylines. It's like the way they ended it as well. It's like they should just let it end. It's sad, it sucks for their fans, but sometimes you're just gonna let it die. But they brought it back, which means that ending means nothing now. But anyway, watch a few episodes. Like I said, I don't think I want to get back into watching on a regular basis, but watch a few episodes, see what it says, see what's happening, see what's going on with the gang, and then get back to the X-Files from next week. X-Files season 4. Look, season 3 ended, in my opinion, kind of boring. Actually, I thought that. I mean, I'm kind of blanking on a lot of what happened during that last episode, but it felt a bit weak sauce to me. But anyway, it was a to be continued, so I'm sure we get a recap, or hopefully we get a recap on the first episode of season 4 to kind of remind us of the key points of what to pay attention to and how to bring it all in. But yeah, I think we'll start the episode in a short while. But yeah, my day, must say what's happening today. My day's been okay. I did some house cleaning, like not so much regular house cleaning. I was actually cleaning the walls because the walls have been real dirty. Been dirty for a while actually, and you know it's like, and you end up walking past it so much you just get used to seeing the dirt and you just kind of forget it's there after a while, but it does need to be cleaned, so got around to doing that. Just cleaned out the walls. Couldn't get all the dirt off though. Some of it's kind of just stained in, and it is what it is, right? But I got quite a lot of it off, I think. Got quite a lot of it off, so that's cool. The walls are definitely looking a lot better than they were before, so that's a good thing. I went gym earlier today as well. I'm kind of training for a marathon of sorts actually. Not an actual marathon. I don't think I ever want to do, well, no, I'll never say never, but I don't think I want to do like the London marathon or anything like that, or the New York marathon or whatever marathons are happening around the world. I don't think I want to do that, but I feel like I want to, I have this idea of something I want to do that I'm kind of training for, and part of it, and so to help with that training, I'm running for 46 minutes. It's actually 51 minutes because there's like a 5-minute cooldown. But I went on a 51-minute jog, and I made it through. I had to slow down just to kind of ease myself a little bit. I might have went in a little bit too fast too soon, so I did have to slow it down to a walk for about 5-6 minutes or so, and then I went back up. I did manage to go for a gentle jog throughout most of that 51 minutes. So I'm quite pleased with that. It's on a treadmill, and there is definitely a difference between running on the treadmill and running in real life. There's a lot of different factors when it comes to running in real life that make it a bit harder. That being said, I don't want to. What I'm training for is a treadmill running, and I do still want to keep running in real life. You know, so I want to keep that up. But yeah, I've been watching videos on running and running techniques because I don't want to injure myself, and you know, your knees start hurting when you jar them too much, and I've got to be careful because that's happened in the past when I've been on motorbikes and you put your foot down too hard and you start jarring your knee, getting problems. Of course, I drive a lot as well, so I've got to be careful with that. So look, watching videos on like running techniques and strengthening your knees and things like that, and so I'm quite pleased that I managed to do that run today, that 50 minutes or 51 minutes. In fact, I could actually tell you the stats on that. I ran the equivalent of 4.19 miles with an average pace, or average speed rather, about 5 miles per hour, and an average heart rate of 146 beats per minute. So yeah, I think I did pretty good. I'm quite pleased with that. Now, can try and train to run more. Yo, what up, Ben? How you been, Ben? I agree with you. I wasn't sure how I felt about it returning. I don't want it to end, but the ending seemed perfect, so I was worried it may ruin or spoil it. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, no matter how good it is, it may even be like the greatest show on earth that they, in terms of what they brought back. Like what we're about to watch, it might be the greatest 2023 Neighbours episodes ever, right? But at the end of the day, it's like it's going to ruin the ending. No matter what they do with these episodes, it's going to ruin the ending. You know, that's a given. It's actually one of the reasons why I haven't watched Toy Story 4 yet. In fact, it's the main reason pretty much the only reason why I haven't watched Toy Story 4, because Toy Story 3, in my opinion, had one of the most perfect endings I've seen in a movie for a movie trilogy. And when they announced there's going to be a Toy Story 4, I was like, you know what? No matter how good that movie is, I'm sure Toy Story 4 is a great movie. I'm not even disputing that. I've not seen it. I have no doubt that it's a great film. But no matter what, it's going to take away that ending. No matter how good it is, it's going to take away that ending. I'm like, you know what? I want to keep that ending. And you know, never say never. Maybe I'll eventually get around to watching Toy Story 4, but Toy Story 3 for me was just like the perfect end to the trilogy, and I was like, man, they should have just left it there. Plus Don Rickles, who voices Mr. Pickles, he passed away. I didn't actually know this, by the way. I found this out recently. He actually passed away, so his voice isn't even in. I mean, his voice is in Toy Story 4, but it's not him recording new voices from Mr. Potato Head. It's like old voices that they got from you know, like years of like movies and whatever else he's done and that they used. But I actually only found it out recently. I didn't know that, but when I found it out, I was like, you know, that's even more reason why they shouldn't have made a Toy Story 4. Like, they had the perfect ending with Toy Story 3, and one of their key characters, one of the actors for their key characters passed away. So it's like, yeah, there's so many reasons they should have just left it alone. They should just left it alone. But anyway. They have a 2-year deal, 400 episodes over that period, 4 episodes per week. Suspected will eventually come to an end on Amazon too. Then we have a second, less enjoyable ending. Do you think you will ever get around to watching that? Yeah, never say never, but I don't have any immediate plans to watch it. I'll say that much at least. I have no immediate plans to watch it, but never say never. Who knows what the future holds? I mean, I guess that could happen actually. Like, if that's the deal, and the thing about streaming platforms like Amazon and all of them, like Netflix, is probably one of the worst for this as well. Actually, like, shows just end. You know what I mean? Shows just end. Joe, up Frozen Gamer, FG in the place to be. You know, that Netflix are one of the worst for this. Like, Netflix would have a great show and just end it, and you're like, why would you do that? Like, why? It's a great show. People are watching it. Maybe it's not their most popular show, whatever, but people are watching it. And they'll just be like, oh yeah, and that's the last season. They ended shows after one season, and it's like, yo, why would you do that? Like, Netflix are one of the worst for that. You know, so but yeah, that's the thing about these streaming platforms. They follow their own rules, so who knows? They might have a 400 episode deal. They get to like 20 episodes and like, nah, we're done. We're done. We're gonna end it here. We're done. There is a documentary coming out tomorrow called The Encounter. Alright, what's that about? Do you ever hold off on the shows or films? Hold off as a reason. Held off on American Pie, the reason because I suspected it to be the last film with the original cast, and I knew once I watched it, I may get a new first time experience with them again. If that makes sense. You suspected it to be film with the original cast, and I knew that once you watched it, you may never get a new first time experience. Oh, I see. Like, once that's done, it's like it's just a whole bunch of new people that you might not care as much. Oh yeah, I think I know what you mean. Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't think I've held up for the movie for that reason. But yeah, I get you. You know, because once that's done, it's like it's done. And then if they make another American Pie, it's not going to be that original cast anymore. You know, it's going to be a whole bunch of new people, or maybe a couple of original members, but mostly new people. And it's like, it's just not the same chemistry, and you don't want it to end. And I think I get what you mean. On Netflix, about UFOs, okay. I bought some Star Wars 60p coins, limited edition from Royal Mint. Okay, it must have been, well, actually, they probably weren't that expensive, but it must have been, I imagine, not cheap at least. The decade, and it didn't live up to my expectations after all that. Oof. I think I tapped out on American Pie after part 2. Like, I watched 1 and 2, and I think that's pretty much it for me. I don't think I watched anything else after that. And I mean, American Pie was fine. I guess I wasn't like a big fan of it, but you know, it was fine. I enjoyed it. It was funny. You know, there are definitely some great jokes in that first one. I can't really remember if I had any reasons for not watching any other American Pie movie. Like I said, just didn't get around to it. They just didn't appeal to me for whatever reason. But yeah, £20 each coin. Damn, I could sell it for more. Once it's gone, it's gone forever. Yeah, wait till it's gone, then sell it for more. Wait till they stop it and they sell it. Alright, so I'm using a different streaming software called OBS. It's Open Broadcast Software. That's what that stands for. Now that means nothing to you guys, I'm sure. It doesn't matter what software I'm using. You don't care, I'm sure. But I am using a new software. There seems to be problems with the one I was using before. And so I downloaded this new. It's not really new. OBS has been around a long time. In fact, it's actually old. OBS has actually been around longer than the one that I was using. So it's a pretty solid software. But anyway, it's not new to me in the sense that I have used it before. I've known about it for a long time, but it is new in terms of I'm using this one now instead of the old one. But like I said many times just already, you don't care. I'm sure you don't care. But here's the thing. I moved around some stuff on my PC and some stuff got unplugged, and it's kind of a mess at the back right now, so I haven't bothered to try and figure out what's unplugged and what isn't unplugged. At some point, God willing, I'll get round to it, because I do plan on building a new PC. I think once I do that, I'm gonna have to take everything out anyway. So once I'm ready to build a new PC, I'm gonna have to take everything out and just plug everything back in when it's supposed to go. What that means in the meantime is that some of the audio is gonna cut out. Like you're not gonna hear you could probably hear it now, like the background music I usually have. You can probably hear that now. I'm gonna turn it off in a moment because yeah, I'm gonna have to, because it's not gonna come through. So that's about the only difference between now and then, until I can get it all sorted out properly. So that's your warning. You're gonna have just silence, and it should be just my voice and nothing else. You'd have to make do with me and no background music for a little while. A lot of collectors will buy it, and the thing about that is that a lot of collectors are probably already buying it, so you might not be able to sell it like right away. But yeah, certainly if you give it a little while, you might find somebody looking for it, especially once a new Star Wars movie comes out or something. You might find people looking for it at that kind of time, and they're planning new Star Wars movies, like I think it's in the next few years or so you might not even have to wait that long. But yeah, I think a lot of collectors will probably already buy it now, so you're not going to sell to those guys. But yeah, give it a little while, somebody's going to be looking for it. I don't buy much memorabilia now. I guess I've got a couple of things here and there, but I don't even know what I've got. Some of it's in boxes somewhere, I can't remember. But nah, it's not something I do, no. Not that I wouldn't, I just generally don't bother with that. I mean, what OBS is actually the base software. So the one I used before is called Streamlabs Desktop, and OBS is actually the base software that was built upon, right? So it's pretty much the same as what I was using before, except it doesn't have a lot of the bells and whistles that Streamlabs have. But to be honest, a lot of those bells and whistles I either don't use or don't use much or don't really care for. And there's plenty of ways around it with OBS anyway. And what you get, at least what people tend to say, and what I'm coming to agree with, is that OBS seems to be a lot more stable than Streamlabs Desktop. Like, I was having problems with Streamlabs. It wasn't starting properly. And when it did start, it was like you can't do anything. Like, you wasn't able to switch between things. Some of the assets just weren't showing. So for a little while, I've been having problems with the Streamlabs, and eventually I was like, you know what? Let me just dead this thing and switch back to the basics. Back to basics. So yeah, so far so good, but I'm only freshly back to OBS, so I can't really say too much. But yeah, let's switch over to this screen. And hopefully y'all ready on 0. You should be seeing something similar to what I'm seeing right now. And we're gonna do the countdown. 3, 2, 1. So here we go. In 3, 2, 1, play. This is the audio, and you might have just seen why. Because if I leave it on,
it's about as far away as you can possibly be.
And that'd be an issue for copyright stuff. Wonder how long they're gonna keep how long they have a mic for Guy Pearce, because he's pretty hot in Hollywood. Yo, what up, Sam? Sam B in a place to be. My favorite internet people. You're my favorite internet. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Maybe second favorite internet person. Maybe second favorite. I'm not going to tell you my first favorite is. Until the end, Melanie get married, made any sense at the end of the last show, but I guess without being older than him, it was an excuse to bring all the characters back. Yeah, Melanie seems quite a bit older than Toadie. Like, I don't know how much older, but she does seem quite a bit older. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that, by the way. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But it's not something you see too often. Oh, these are new people. Excuse me, it could be better than your lovely wife. Well. I'll leave you guessing on that. Jackie Woodburn, Susan Kennedy. You gotta think, like, Jackie Woodburn and I don't know Carl's real name, but they probably spend more time together than their real life husband and wives. That's gonna be crazy when you think about it. Like, you probably spend more time with your fake husband and wife than your real husband and wife. I think one of the greatest things about Neighbours is they always have cool long-term characters. So even if you tune out for years, but be still somebody you remember. Oh no, for sure, yeah. Harold, Carl, yeah. Susan, Paul. Paul left for a little while. I remember that much. He left for a while. The actor that plays him, like Stephen Dennis, he left for a while. He actually tried a singing career. He had a song out, and then he came back to Neighbours after a little while. So. 3B. Lives in the Netherlands, so I doubt he'll be a long-term character. Yeah, no, I doubt it. He'll be back to Hollywood soon enough. I think I remember that painting actually. I can't remember the character, but I remember like that. I mean, I remember the character vaguely, but I feel like I remember when they put that painting up there. Mrs. Mangle, yeah. So how's your day going, Sam? How's your day been? Jane's mom in the show. Alright. So Leicester's is a hotel. You'll see. Okay. That woman at reception is actress Misha Barton. Okay, that's a bit naughty, isn't it? It's kind of... I mean, you shouldn't be able to just stop in the elevator, though. Go see. I think I remember that show being on TV, but I never watched it. The thing is that all this time I watched Neighbours, I don't think I ever actually knew what Leicester's was. But apparently it's a hotel. Yes, day's been week was a bad week. This is a new week. And indeed. Yesterday's woes. Hopefully it's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. So what's gonna happen is Paul gonna break up with this girl because like they got a whole new series now. They're gonna have Paul be the bad guy. They were like, yeah, let's end on Paul being a good guy and falling in love with the girl that he messed around all these years, but now we've got a new series that's having turned back to being an arsehole and mistreater. Apparently he treated her real bad though. Like, I mean, I don't think I was watching Neighbours at that time, but apparently he treated her like mad bad, like cheated, abuse, all that. So I don't know how how much of a good idea was making them get back together. It's like, if you're that abusive, maybe like stay apart, you know what I'm saying? Toadie married his mother. Never watched DLC. I think I remember it being on the Watch Smallville and the One Trio. Sam, what did you think of Smallville? I never watched it myself, but I do want to. I'm asking what you think of it because, like, it seems people who watch that show seem to say a particular thing about it, and we'll see if you say it. Stream a thumbs up. I appreciate that. If you like it, like it. Oh, Paul. How old is Paul? Paul's got to be like 75 by now. Like, he really needs to get his act together. Can't be an arsehole your whole life. I mean, you can, but it's not a good idea. It's good that you're feeling all right now. Not good that you had mental health last week, but yeah, it's good that you're better now. Awesome. $64. Yeah, that dude better get his act together, man. Like, the guy's been a Ramsey Street pimp for like since like the 1980s. Susan got that bling bling going. Susan got the bling. That's what was kind of ruined for me after what came out about sets and cast members. Oh, okay. I don't think I heard about that. Damn. What came out about the cast members? I'm guessing nothing good. So he's 53 million, he's 58. Actually, that ain't too bad. Ain't too bad. The Book of Ramsey Street, like, rah. Ryan Maloney and Lucinda Cowden. Show herself was okay. It was something to watch. Yeah, for a while, I remember, like, anytime someone was talking to me about Smallville, they'd say almost the same thing, which would be something to the effect of that, yeah, the first. Yeah, so it'd be something like the first, like, I don't know, 8 seasons or whatever are kind of boring, but then it gets really good at season 10, you know, something like that. You know, there would be something along those lines. It gets really, really good at season 10, like, or whichever season it was, like somewhere late into the run anyway. I was like, yeah, you're not selling it to me right now. You're not making me want to watch it. I have to sit through like 7-8 seasons of crap just for it to finally get good. Like, nah. She was sent to prison for being in a cult that included trafficking. Damn. Was that the one who played, was it Lois Lane? No, I was saying Lana Lang. ad break. So yeah, it's freebie, isn't it? Man, we gotta sit through adverts. It better not be long adverts. London. Maybe, but to be honest, I'm so out of the loop on Neighbours. I don't think I'll notice the difference anyway. No, it's really okay, cool. Damn, man, these TV people are mad. Well, it's not just TV people, the celebrities in general. Like, a lot of them are just mad. Carl with his long hair. There's a wedding? Didn't tell you all to get married. How many weddings are they gonna end with a wedding and start with a wedding? What she put there. Oh, how was that? And Neighbours is getting like multicultural now, though, isn't it? They got black people, they got Asian people. I think that's the Amazon influence. Like, yeah, we'll bring it back, but we need to make some changes. What was criticism of Neighbours? Oh, really? Okay, I didn't even know that. I mean, when Neighbours started, like, I guess what, 1985 or stuff like that. I mean, back then, I guess you just wouldn't even give it any kind of thought. But yeah. You guys hear the latest on Mr. Donald Trump? Oh wait, Paul's getting married. Oh, never heard that. Bloody hell, man. I'll put 4 episodes. I might have to do 3 if we're gonna have all these adverts popping up, because mate, this is long. It was fine. I personally felt it lacked in that classic Evil Dead feel, but it was fine. Was that on Netflix, by the way? Because I think Evil Dead Rises on Netflix now, right? I saw they had a bunch of stuff coming up on Netflix, like Evil Dead Rises, I think was one of them, and I don't remember a lot of it, but yeah, there was a few. Who's the girl in the yellow? Is that Teresa's daughter? Watch Paul stand her up. Paul's gonna oh, he's there. I mean, first episode, they're gonna open, they're gonna have some kind of tragedy going on. Wait, Trace and Toadie? I'm confused. Hold on a second. Therese and Toadie? Didn't Toadie marry the old girl? What happened? That's confusing. Plot twist indeed. Netflix. So I guess something happened in between the end of Neighbours and the beginning of Neighbours. We'll give more background on the 2 year storyline gap. Wait, storyline. Okay, it's not been 2 years in real life, has it? I swear it just ended like this year, wasn't it? Alright, well, that's the end of the first episode. Wow. Plot twist indeed. Plot twist indeed. Alright, let's get this next one ready on 0. We'll start it in a moment. But yeah, so with Trump, he was, I guess, some speech or whatever, but he was talking about July last year ended. Okay, so over a year ago. Well, yeah, it's 1 year, not 2 years. Then cool. I haven't missed. Yeah, I haven't forgotten that much then. Cool. But he was doing some speech and he was talking about like whales being killed by windmills, right? And apparently, like a lot of whales have been washing up on these shores due to like windmills. And you know, of course, the people at his rally, they're cheering them on, clapping, and da. But yeah, the people posting a video that I saw were kind of making fun of it, like, this guy's crazy, like, how whales being killed by windmills, you know, that kind of thing, like making fun of him, like, this guy's lost the plot, blah blah blah. Turns out though, there could be actually some truth to that. Turns out that they, like, when a lot of people are taking a piss at this guy, and yeah, to be fair, Trump has said some dumb things in the past. I'm not gonna dispute that, but turns out that this one, as dumb as it sounds, could actually be true. That whales are being killed by windmills, and it's to do with like the sounds that they make, and also the fact that some of the windmills are actually in the sea, like off the coast and in the sea. And it creates like some, I can't remember how they describe it right now because I read it earlier today, but it's something to do with like the sound, the sound that waves and electromagnetic fields. It causes the whales to behave differently, and it attracts them, and it ends up killing them. They get, you know, wash up on the shore. So although they say there's no solid proof that that's what's causing it, there is, you know, reason to believe that that could be what's causing it, basically. So although it's not definitely a fact that the windmills are killing the whales, it could possibly be true that that's happening. So as much as people are taking the piss out of him, yeah, he actually might be right on this one. He actually might be right on this one. Like, as dumb as that sounded, being like, wait, windmills killing whales? That, you know, you scratch your head out, wait a minute. But apparently there could be some truth to it. So just goes to show that before you take the piss out of somebody, before you mock somebody for saying something stupid or whatever, maybe just do a little bit of research first. You know what I mean? Maybe just do a little bit of research first. Even a stopped clock is right twice a day, you know, so maybe just do a little bit of research first. But yeah, apparently it's possible, like I say, it's not confirmed yet, but possible, windmills are killing whales. Alright. Let's get this next episode on the go. Not fake news indeed. Well, potentially not. I'm gonna do the countdown. So in 3, 2, 1, play. So if they married other people 2 years ago, and I guess got divorced within that 2 years, and already marrying other people now, that seems a bit fast, right? Speak to someone who's never been married, but yes, I assume so, yeah. Because they got married, they would have to have been married for a little while at least. Clearly, both marriages ended relatively quickly, and then in that time, they met other people who were like right next door, and they were like, yeah, let's get hitched again. Oh, yeah. He's trying to compete with Jar Jar Gabor. Born to raise, never got married. Oh, okay. So it was just Toadie and old girl. So Paul still has feelings for Therese. So what happened to the waterhole? Is the waterhole not around no more? And it was like Lou Carpenter in the waterhole. Oh, was that Toadie's mum? Do you remember any old neighbor storylines from when you watched back in the day? I don't know. I mean, maybe. What comes to mind? What comes to mind? There was one where this girl who was like into dead people or something. And like a guy called Todd, I think his name was, ended up liking her. So I had to do mom stuff. I'm a bit in and out of mom. That's all good. Kids always take priority. Wait, that's Paul's son. That kid looks like he might be Paul's grandkid, maybe. So there's no waterhole, it's just a trendy wine bar now. Yeah, I remember Toadie's mum when she turned up. Was that Trebecki? So I have the waterhole, but that's at the wedding. Okay. But yeah, I remember that storyline with the girl. Like I think called that freaky girl or something. And Toadie, I think when he turned up and he was like friends with like Billy, like the Kennedy kid. like getting in trouble all the times, and Billy was getting in trouble, and they were smoking. Malcolm, yeah, Malcolm was the older one, and Libby. And that's just the Kennedys. The Lester's Hotel has a painting of Paul on the wall. So is Misha Barton this one here, the one in the blue? So what's wrong with these two being together? Like, I mean, two guys, two people like each other. It's like, why is it? Why are they gonna keep a secret? Originally born in London. She's a Londoner. Is that Toadie's kid? Okay, so they just recast some people with older actors. People get recast and they just hope nobody noticed. Harold's forgetting stuff. To be honest, I mean, I wouldn't have noticed, so just the hardcore fans like Ben notice. We are about a little over 2.5 episodes in, and I'm already thinking, yeah, I don't think I'll be watching. I'm pretty sure I won't be getting back into Neighbours after this. It's a cool revisit to an old show, or a new version of an old show, but yeah, I think after these episodes today, I don't think I'll be continuing it myself. Misha Barton looks really tall. Let's see, how tall is Misha Barton? Let's see if she's the right size for Ben. How tall are you, Ben? Misha Barton is 1.75 meters. Let me just convert it into something that I understand better. 1.75. It's 5 foot. It's almost 5'8", 5'9" inches. She's just under 5'9". How tall are you, Ben? Are you taller or shorter than 5'9"? No, how many kids has Tony got? Until next year. Shorter. Well, yeah, though she might like short guys. If you're that short, you might need to like open up a dating profile on like, I know, Gnomes Love or something. Gnome Finder. Didn't Paul kill one of his kids or something at one time? Looking for a home, I'm looking for a no. Hey, find love where you can, man. No judgment. No judgment. One of his kids tried to... Oh, it's the other way around. Okay. But one of his kids died still, right? Didn't he? I feel like I remember one of his kids dying. Nah, that was coming so fine. It's all good. I think I'm ready. Nah, it's all good. I think the only way you could threaten me is if you threaten to trip me over or something. Where are they staying in Leicester's hotel? Bit just Zoom called a minute. Just like, hey man, I'm gonna call you on Skype. And I'm right here. I need to talk to your face. Growing up should be fun. I could definitely do without seeing some of these adverts. How's the steps going? Going okay. Made over 17,000 steps today, which is a lot more than I would normally do in a day. But yeah, I was pretty active today. So we'll see what the current count is. Really can tell me. Here we go. Yes, 17,003. Neighbour house cleaning. Oh, well, yeah, that's part of it, but mostly it's because I went jogging in the gym. I was on the treadmill for 51 minutes. So yeah, most of it would have been that. Well, maybe not most, but certainly a lot of it would have been that. any steps you take all count towards that. So it's like if you're moving around the house, going to whatever, running, jogging, walking, whatever you're doing, all counts towards the steps. I watched The Walking Dead at the gym. I put it up on the my phone, up on the board, on the thing, and watch an episode of The Walking Dead. Wait, my voice coming through this. I feel like I'm hearing myself. Oh, okay, I think it's gone now. Okay, so I felt like I was hearing myself for a bit. Oh, am I? Wait. Hello? Hello? I'm hearing myself. Oh, I know what's going on. Yeah, okay, that's better now. Why are you telling me who you are? Why are you banging a girl that you don't know? How about that? If she didn't tell you who she is, and you jumped into bed with her, started sneaking around, how about that? Oh no, just had the hear myself option turned on is all. Not a major. Just there's a monitoring option called Hear Yourself, where you might need to hear yourself to check the audio levels. Just had that switched on. But that's episode number 2 of season 23. And apparently Misha Barton is not who we think she is. So why is this guy messing around with her? Like, bruh. Why is Jane's son, who's the replacement actor for Jane's original son, messing around with her? That's what I want to know. Alright, what's the time? Okay, maybe still do 4 episodes actually. We'll see. What's the time? Okay, maybe we'll still do 4. Let's get this ready. So pause that there. So if you get it ready, I'll let you know when to press play. In fairness, would you turn Misha down? I mean, I don't think she'd be asking, so I'm pretty sure she's not going to be asking me. That's the thing, people be like, oh, you wouldn't say no, you wouldn't say no. It's like, yeah, she wouldn't ask, you know what I mean? You wouldn't say no, I wouldn't say no, I wouldn't say no. It's like, she would not ask. That's the bit to focus on. She would not ask. Pretty sure Misha Barton isn't sitting around like, that weirdo on the internet. But she did, you care, you knew nothing about her. Benjamin. I mean, here's the thing though, like for real, it's like, if you're talking about, you know, the temptation to just do stuff, of course that's going to be there. That's part of, you know, life and being human. You're always going to feel that, you know, sexual attraction to in situations, and sometimes that sexual feeling is a powerful feeling, right? You know, so yeah, of course that's always going to be there. But hopefully you can balance that out with, well, what is actually the right thing to do here, and should I really be allowing myself to be getting involved in situations that probably aren't going to turn out so well. And of course there's no guarantees in life, and you can't always know you're making the right choice, but certainly going into a sexual relationship with somebody that you don't know has a very high chance of ending badly. Right? So maybe don't do that. Like, I mean, I guess when you're young, you don't think these things through, and this kid, I guess he's a young kid, you know, always think these things through. You kind of think with your dick. I get that, you know, when you're young, you do that. You get a bit older, and it's, you know what, I think I could walk away from these situations. At least hopefully you can walk away from these situations as you mature and understand the gravity of what's happening a bit better, you know. So yeah. Oh wait, Haze. The rest of the stuff. Don't worry, if Misha Boss ever approaches me, I'll send her your way. Tell her to kneel down though. get a magnifying glass out. You're better, man. Well, I don't think that's true. Ain't nobody better. We're all the same. But yeah, I mean, part of life is learning, and times where you've done stuff that you shouldn't have. You try to learn from it. You know, as you mature, you hopefully try to think less like a Neanderthal. You know, you try to think less like a Neanderthal and more like a. And that's not to say you shouldn't have your fun, or you shouldn't just go with. Sometimes you kind of gotta go with the flow, right? And just whatever comes may, you know, come whatever may, right? I get that. That's part of life as well. You know, you can't be sensible all the time. You know, sometimes you gotta let loose a little bit, right? But at the same time, I think certainly when it comes to situations like, especially like sexual situations, where the feelings that get developed could be really strong, and in particular, I think a lot of guys tend to like if you ever know about like you know, whole friends with benefits thing, like, you know, in from what I know, not I've not been involved in it, but it's from what people I know who've done that. It almost seems to be the guy that falls hard, but it's difficult for guys a lot of time to admit that. So it becomes like this thing where you have all this feelings and all this like that you don't know what to do with, because you can't really talk to your boys about it, you know, because they won't fully understand, or if even if they did, they're going to make jokes or whatever. You can't really talk to, you know, your parents, or, you know, so it's just kind of, you just there, like you're angry, you're in love, you're all these things, and it's just kind of there. So, and then knowing yourself, well, maybe not yourself, but me, know myself, is like, you know, I don't think I can do that. So it's why would you then go for it? So I get, of course, the temptations there, of course, like, you know, desire to just like do whatever is there, but it's like, nah, that has such a high potential of ending in such a horrible way, and it's like, nah, it's probably best you don't, for the small amounts of pleasure you might get, to deal with the copious amounts of horrible feelings you'll get. Yeah, maybe just don't do it. Change. So if I have both my legs broken, I'll just be an inch taller. Sure, sounds. You know what though? I did see somewhere that a lot of people actually lose about 3 inches by bad posture. Now I don't know if that's you or not. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But if it is, then yeah, you might be able to just naturally get about 3 inches taller if it's a posture thing. So and if you already have good posture, then oh well, just it sucks for you. You're just short. Not if you could do about then. If you have bad posture, you might be able to grow a few inches. If you have good posture already, then yeah, it just sucks for you then. Alright, let's get this next episode started. This is episode number 3. Get ready in 3, 2, 1, play. So the sunset growth, I've never smoked in my life. Play typical. Yeah, just don't then. Start smoking, no one's ever going to find you. You'll be hanging around with the ants. So, who is Misha Barton? tonight. Have you ever used Freevee before? Maybe once or twice, but I don't think I've used it much. But it's been maybe a movie or so that I watched. I mean, because I've got Amazon, right? So I think I've picked one movie I was watching was on Freevee through Amazon, but I don't remember. I think one of these like obscure movies I was watching one time. I don't remember which one though. I don't pay that much attention to the services. It's Amazon, so it's like, you know. Amazon Prime will have adverts from next year. Yeah, I saw that. And you gotta pay like an extra something to avoid the adverts. Apparently some other streaming sites do already. Yeah, I think Netflix do it. I mean, it's somewhat inevitable, really, just the way these things are, like the way they're growing and more people using them, but more and more space is needed and server space and Trevor. Trevor's the best actor in this whole show. But yeah, like, I mean, there's more and more money going into these things, more and more productions being made, bigger movies, bigger shows, bigger this, everything. So yeah, it was somewhat inevitable. Either prices go up or adverts come in, or maybe even both. No, I'm not sure those strikes matter. Because like Netflix don't seem to be slowing down at all. Well, that's not true, maybe a little bit, but certainly not like much. And even Amazon like got new shows coming, so it's like, what effect are these strikes actually having? It's probably just a bunch of crappy shows anyway. Matter of fact, it's almost certainly a bunch of crappy shows, let's be honest. Like outside of like maybe a couple of, there's maybe a few decent ones. There's maybe a few decent ones, but mostly it's crappy shows. Let's be honest. Like a lot of times, these guys are putting out the biggest pieces of crap and expecting like the world for it. I kind of lost my point, but hopefully that made sense. To if you're as much as a weirdo as you said you were, then you think that might make sense. So does Harold live with the Kennedys now? Staying there whilst being at the wedding for his holiday. What? His holiday, so he doesn't live in Rab Street no more. Carl and Susan having problems, of course. How are these guys still married? Didn't he like cheat on her with like that girl or something? Like all they do is have problems. Like they should have been divorced like ages ago, twice as well, bruh. Yeah, I think I remember like the story. Like he left her as well. Like he actually left his wife for this girl. Like left her properly. Like left her, and the other girl got pregnant as well or something. Izzy, that's what I was thinking of. But if assistant as well, yo, Carl Kennedy, a bad boy. Water hole. Girl who works at Lassiter's, who is late for work, is her daughter. Oh, that's gonna be awkward. Her stay with them then. Can't lie though, I kind of like Holly. She's like not taking shit from nobody. That's cool. Keep it up, Holly. Keep it up. Fight the power. Mackenzie's at the daughter. Susan gets some more bling. Yeah, treat yourself. She should treat herself. Her husband, like, looking after the kid he had with a woman that he had an affair with. Susan should treat herself to some jewelry. Why not? Make him pay for it too. Oh, okay. So this is Harold's Cafe now. It's like a coffee shop that serves like coffee drinks. It's a new light. Only best. I mean, I haven't thought of it that deeply. I haven't thought it that deep. I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, I guess I like it when people don't take shit from other people. That's cool. Even though she was in the wrong, like, let's be honest, that she was actually late for work. Like, yeah. Why would you be thinking about work on your honeymoon? You dumb. Or is Jared just that boring? I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends on what she's working on. I mean, maybe I'll be the workaholic. Sam is back.
Guess who's back?
Oh, wait.
Back again.
You can't hear
You're
it.
only
One
allowed to
sec.
come in if you stay in this path. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to do the audio a bit different for a while, by the way. Yeah, some cables got moved around and it's just too much to try and sort it now. So I figured, you know what, let me wait till I get, because I can build a new PC, I can sort it out then. It worked first time too. Oh, my kids don't always know parenting and bedtime. Oh, it's like that. Oof. Well, they could put themselves to bed by now, right? Played fine first time. Oh, it did it. Okay. Oh, the PC is working. All right, let me try this again then. I'm gonna press it. Let me know if you hear it.
Guess who's back? Back again.
All right, I just pressed it again. Did you hear it that time? You can hear it. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Can you hear the actors up on Neighbours? Can you hear them talking? They can, but those just hide the technology and think I don't know. Ah, kids. Working on your honeymoon though, you mad? How is... Second, I thought you were going to sing ABBA. Can you hear the drums? Back on the computer even though I turned it off, and so feels like everyone hates Petra. Also worried got to bed, so I sat with her for a bit. Had a chat. She knows how to play the game, huh? Yeah, Sophie's a smart one. Penny's party. Do you have a firewall, Sam? Because if you have a firewall, or I don't know, I might be using the wrong term by the way, but I think it's called a firewall. But if you have one of the firewall or whatever it might be called, you can set it up so that the kid's computer can't access the internet after a certain time. Excuse me. Okay, fall asleep to that. No idea what firewall is. Trouble. It's all out in the open now. Yeah, so I might be using the wrong word. If it's not firewall, it might be called something else. But I know there's a thing you can get, and you install it in your router or something. But yeah, you can set it up. I guess I don't know. Maybe you can call it like, I don't know, kids monitor or something. But you know, like if you go to a library or whatever, and you can't like look at a porno on the library computer, you know, that kind of thing. That's effectively what a firewall does. Like you can use it to block sites and stuff like that, like websites, certain websites or whatever. And but yeah, you could also use them to be like, okay, well, certain computers don't have access to the internet at 9 o'clock or whatever it is, 8 o'clock or the time you want it to be. But yeah, that's what it is. But I think it's firewall. I feel like they're called firewalls, but I'm also not entirely sure that's the right word. I know firewalls definitely do exist. It just might not necessarily be the thing that I'm thinking of. But yeah, you can get something anyway that lets you control the computer use and the internet use and that kind of thing. How do you know you can't something to tell us? I have to look into that indeed. Wait, what did I say? How do you know you can't? What did I say? How do I know I can't what? I don't know what I said. I'm sorry, dude. I probably said it like a minute ago and I've already forgot what I said already. I don't even pay attention to myself apparently. But yeah, that was episode 3 of Neighbours. Oh, you can't. Oh, that I see. Well, Haze knows things. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. Haze knows things. I still want to know who you like more than me. On the internet because I ain't happy. Or maybe one day. Maybe one day. Yo, what up, Brax? Brax Spiv in a place to biv in. Alright, it is. Yeah, let's do one more episode. Get it ready on 0. I'll start it in a moment. But that was episode 3 we just watched. And yeah, I'm pretty convinced I'm not watching Neighbours after this. It was fun back in the day when I was watching it consistently. It was fun to watch it again when it was ending the first time. And you know, I guess it is kind of fun to rewatch it now, just you know, with the chat and have fun with it that way. But yeah, I don't think I'll be getting back into Neighbours after this. But yeah, we do one more episode, 4th episode. There's actually 6 episodes available, by the way. But yeah, we'll just do 4 for now. And we'll just do 4 really, because next week it's back to X-Files. So we just do these 4, and then yeah, that'd be the end of that. But yeah, so far so. I mean, it's Neighbours. It's a soap opera. You know, it was when I was watching it, it was appealing to me, I guess. But I guess 20-something years later, it's just not for me anymore, which is fine. It's fine. It doesn't have to be, and it shouldn't be really, because I'm clearly not the target audience of the show. So it shouldn't be made for me. It should be made for the people of today to get something from it. And hopefully they do get something from it. But yeah, I think after this, I'm done. I'm done for a long minute as far as Neighbours is concerned. But yeah, one more for now. Brax Biv in a place to biv it. You missed it when you said it was me. I think you misheard that, Ben. I think you misheard that. I'm not sure where Ben ranks in my favorite internet people, quite frankly. I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure where Ben ranks. I mean, you're not 3rd, you're not 4th. I don't know. Maybe 8 or 9? Maybe. How you doing, Brax? How's your day going? How's your day been? Just checked Holly's hype, so I hope you're doing well. Is she your hype, Ben? Wait, Holly's the young girl, so even if she is your height, you best stay away from her, because that is not trouble you want. You don't want that kind of trouble, because she looks like, I mean, I don't know how old she is, but she looks like she looks like her age begins with a 1. So yeah, I think no matter you might want to stay away from that. Listen, any girls whose age begins with a 1, you might want to stay away from that. That ends with a teen, like, just stay away from that. You don't want that kind of trouble, Ben. Put it on. I mean, I watched it years back, but it's been far too long. Yeah, for sure. I mean, these are the new episodes they just re-released, but yeah, you ain't missing much. She's 20. So here's the thing, Ben. I think you told me your age. I think you told me your age. If I remember correctly, you're in your 30s, right? Is that right? So here's the question: Is 20 too young for somebody who's, let's say, 38? Let's go with 38. If a guy is 38 and the girl is 20, is that too big an age gap? That's my question for the group right now. Especially like when you hear about, you know, dudes like DiCaprio, who's like 40 something dating like these 21-year-old girls. Like, do you think that's too big an age gap when you hear about these sorts of things? So a girl is 20, let's say early 20s, dude is like 38 or older, 38, maybe 40s. Is that just too big an age gap, or is it, you know what, they're all adults, they can do what they want? Like, how do you guys feel about that? All right, and like I said, I like chicks my height, 5'4" to 5'5". That's a very specific height range, Braxton. That is a very specific height range, like 5'4" to 5'5". That is a very, very specific. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you are narrowing it down to, like, I mean, I don't know how many women are that height, but I'm sure there's stats you can find somewhere. But I'm pretty sure you narrow it down, because if she's 5'3", like, out of the picture. 5'6", out of the picture. I'm just saying, like, 5'4" to 5'5". It's very, very specific. I'm just saying, you might want to broaden that range a little bit, because you run that search, it's gonna say something like, yeah, no results found. You know what I'm saying? Like, widen your parameters a little bit. I think so, yeah. A guy in his 30s is looking to settle down. A girl in her 20s is just starting to live her life. Okay. So for you, I guess it's more about where they are in their lives, and not so much the age gap itself. Like, it's, people just tend to be in different positions, or different, or looking for different things at different points in their life. Okay, that's fair. I mean, it'd definitely be hard to be in a relationship with somebody where you want complete different things, regardless of age, of course. But yeah, certainly if it's like you're young and you're just trying to have fun and, like, say, live your life and do whatever, and you're not really worried about the future and all that kind of stuff, and a guy is maybe looking to, like, maybe get married, have kids, but that sort of thing, and you're just not there yet, yeah, that could be a huge thing. Grown people are grown, but like about being in her mid-30s and Johnny in his late 50s, out, in his early 80s, and his young baby mama shake my head. Age gap is a bit too wide. Okay, so yeah, I think I probably agree with that, Brax, actually. Like, end of the day, grown people are grown people. If you're an adult, you're an adult, do what you want. But yeah, some of these age gaps you hear about, hey, each their own. I'm not here to judge, but you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're a man in your 80s and you date a woman in her 20s, each to their own, but you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's how I kind of feel about it. I ain't here to judge nobody. Y'all do what y'all want to do, but what's your age gap range? I don't know. I mean, it's here's the thing though. Like, the youngest that I've been with was 9 years younger than me, 8 or 9 years younger than me, and the oldest has maybe been like, I think, like 2 or 3 years. I don't know, I guess it just depends. Like, I'm not looking to, like, be with somebody who's in their 20s or whatever. I feel like that's probably a bit of a stretch, but then again, you never know, you might meet that one 23-year-old hottie that's like super mature and everything, so you never say never. But yeah, it's not, and I'd say it's not something I'm necessarily looking for. I think an ideal range is probably, yeah, about 8 up to about 8-9 years, give or take, maybe 10. Back in the day, then, when it was on BBC, we are out here rapping, short dudes, you're in the fives, dude. Do you have any favorite cats? Big, right down the hallway, switch channel 5. She's 29. Sam's got the internet wife clause. Glad you're sure, guy. Well, it is probably a bit easier to breathe, I guess, when you're shorter. So there is that. There is that. All right, let's get this next episode started. It's about 20-something minutes, but yeah, I ain't trying to be here all night. So hopefully you're ready on 0. And in 3, 2, 1, play. Last episode for today, episode 4. I don't judge age gap relationships as long as they are consenting adults, but I just think when you're young, that's your time to find yourself. Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, like you hear about these like age gap relationships, especially like with DiCaprio seemingly running through every 20-year-old on the planet. And yeah, it's like in a day like they're adults, it's their business, but yeah, I don't think I'd be looking for that. I don't think so. Yeah, do some digging, Holly. Get that bitch. I remember when enough to have a favorite young adults range from 20 to 42, so plenty of time. Did you ever watch the Secrets? You have turn on to how tall. So Brax, when you go on like, Tinder or one of these apps, right? And you put an age range like 5'4" to 5'5", like how many girls come up? Like, yo, what up, Reese? Lou Carpenter, yeah. Not sure if you remember him, but he used to have. Yeah, and I remember that dude. He ran the water hole. Nobody watched the LC. It's just Ben. It's just you, Ben. It's just you. Yeah, he was as unexpected. Yeah, just for this week. 1 week only. Checking on the neighbours. Guess nobody did. Show that came from it was Prisoner Cell Block H, yeah. I remember that show. Well, I don't watch it a lot, but I remember it. Biafra. JJ's got his own plans, huh? Quite a few Neighbours actors were in that, including the guy who plays Harold Bishop. Well, he was in the OC. Oh no, you meant he was in President Cell Block. Yeah. It should be. I've never been on those days. I saw the ones, so I have answers for Brax is very specific. So when you meet a woman, then you go to, I don't know, a bar, or you go to maybe at your workplace, but you meet a woman that you're interested in. Do you get like a tape measure out just to check that she's between 5'4" and 5'5"? Like. You say, hey, can you stand by this wall, please? And Sam's a smart one. Stay out of it. Alright. Those theme park rides. You have to be a certain right. Brax carries around one of those boards with him. Like, can you stand next to this, please? Too short. You're too tall. Don't ever in your life date or marry a co-worker. Why not? Why not? Ain't nothing wrong with dating or marrying a co-worker. If you get along, you get along. If anything, that's more incentive to make sure it works out. Because you're going to see each other every day at work. If it don't, that's much more incentive to not screw it up. So you don't really talk to people. Just how will you meet someone? Indeed. And that very specific, was it 5'4" to 5'5" as well? I dated a co-worker, it didn't work out. You see the guy next day at work and was like coming up to you, hey Sam, can you file this report for me, please? She sprung. Once you're a customer, co-worker, boss, supervisor, company, relationships like that, bad for business. You know what? I disagree with that, actually, and I'll tell you why. Actually, no. Let me back up a little bit. It's not that I don't. It's not that I disagree, because you're right. It can be very bad for the business, but ultimately, it's like that's the reason why you need to be like only pursuing genuine relationships. Holly got receipts. This work. A fair few of the drivers are married to each other, and their shifts work around childcare. It can have its benefits. Oh, that's good, actually, yeah. So when one's at work, one can look after the kids. Other goes to work, other looks after the kids. Yeah, that works. Because it's all in the same place. makes it easy to kind of arrange that. Well, it's super easier. But yeah, no, it can be bad for business, Brax. So you're right at that. But yeah, like I said, that's all the more reason to only seek genuine relationships, because if you're just like messing around with people, and then it's always gonna mess things up. Like if you're not like serious about the person, and they're not really that serious about you, it's like it's always gonna mess things up. But if you're seeking, if it's a genuine relationship, even if it doesn't work out, you could always find ways to be amicable with each other. But if you're just trying to smash, oh, Carl found the shopping. All the bands. Maybe people are, of course, interested, but since I don't think about people much, I'm not that interested in people or interested in whatever they have to say. You know? It's alright, Brax. If you learn to become ambidextrous, you know, you can switch things up every now and then. You know? Maybe use different scented candles, different oils. You know, give it a different feel. You know, all fun with that, and I'll be watching this. That's what I like. Oh, somebody knocked the plant over. Well, she can't actually fire Holly though. Like, you might be an investor, but you're not the actual employer. So you could say you want somebody fired, but you can't actually fire them. So, okay, it's all good. Holly had the right attitude. I mean, it was the wrong attitude, but she had the right attitude. Stick it to him, Holly. Yeah, don't take nothing from these bozos just because they think they're in charge or whatever. Nah. So this is it's a family with two mothers. Oh, I get it now. And this JJ's a creep. Let's hope you have some interest in what your future lady has to say, at least because women like that. I don't think Carl gets to be mad at Susan when he's standing in front of the door that he had with another woman. You know what I mean? That's you don't get to be mad. Confused about that too. The white woman looks too young to be a mother. Maybe she was their friend in school. Now they have to call her Ma. Man, how awkward would that be? Imagine your mum started a lesbian relationship with your friend from school. Even worse, the friend is younger than you. Like 2 years or something. And you gotta call her Ma now. Like, bruh. Good, she's finally leaving this bozo. Leave him. Damn, that's crazy. Harold with dementia storyline. Yeah. Didn't something like that happen to like what's her face? Marge. But that was the 4th episode of the new Neighbours. Ending with a reason to watch the 5th episode, which yeah, I don't think I'll be doing that, to be honest with you. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Hopefully, whatever happens, it becomes a great show, and hopefully it lasts forever. But I think I'm good. I don't think I need to get back into this. But hopefully, it becomes a great show for the people who are watching it and lasts many, many years to come. But yeah, I'm good. But Harold, though, yeah, man. Sad times ahead. All right. Okay. Well. Oh. And that's Neighbours done. Well, not quite done. There's 6 episodes available right now, but yeah, I'm not trying to watch all that right now. We just end on the 4th one for now. That's good. I'm bored, and you done yet, face? That's all good. Yeah, it's kind of cool to watch it for a little bit. This old show was a big part of my life way back in the day. Coming back to it is a cool thing, but yeah, I'm good. We don't need to get back into it. We don't need to get back into it. Next week, we start with X-Files season 4. X-Files season 4 next week. Brax, I'm gonna tell you this. I mean, you probably already know, I'm sure, but I'm gonna tell you this. Like, you might be single for a long ass time. You might be single for a long ass time. And you know what? If you're okay with that, if that's what you want, hey, more power to you. And then everybody gets to pick the life they want to have and live it in the best way they can. But yeah, if you are hoping to one day, feel on somebody's boobies, I'm just saying that's probably not gonna happen. You're gonna be single for a long ass time. Want to feed on the booby, you might want to do things a little bit different, is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. If you ever want to feed on the booby without having to pay for it first, you might want to do things a little bit different. But hey, like I say, everybody gets to pick their life. I ain't trying to judge nobody. Bruh. Yeah, I mean, I think, to be fair, the 4 episodes I watched are just typical of soaps in general. I think, from what I remember, at least anyway. They give you a little bit of storyline, a little bit of a cliffhanger, a little bit of here's what's coming next to keep you watching. And of course, I mean, that's what they're supposed to do. They want to keep you watching for as long as possible. They want to keep you on that thing of, oh, what's going to happen next, as long as possible. That's how you get into it. That's how they get you, how you get it hooked. So I think it pretty much does that, but for me it's like, yeah, I'll just go stop it. Hopefully enough people watch it for it to be a success, but yeah, I'm gonna stop it. Okay, it's my oh no, it's back to normal. Camera froze for a bit. Camera froze for a bit, but I think it's back to normal now. Sounds so doggone nice. Single life for a long ass time. Well, if that's what you want, then hey, cheers to you, bruh. Cheers to you. How about everybody else? Well, Sam's already spoken for, but how about everybody else who's not already got somebody in their life? Are you trying to be single for a long ass time as well, or are you hoping to feel on a booby one day? Like, what's the deal here? For those of you who don't have somebody in your life right now, you don't have that special someone in your life right now. Are you wanting the single life for a long ass time like Brax? Or you like, nah, I would like to, you know, be inside something, or have something inside me. Hard out there for a pimp, trying to get his money for this rent. Well, I guess for you, if you're looking at guys like your age who are like 29, you know, and yeah, it's a whole new generation right now, ain't it? And, you know, not necessarily a bad thing, of course, but it's a whole new generation. So yeah, it might be might be difficult trying to be with a 29-year-old. It's like every time you want to watch a movie or something, it's like, we gotta check its sensitivity rating or something. It's like, come on. Yeah, just switch numbers around from 29 to 92. Go for 92-year-olds. They can tell you their old war stories. Yeah, whatever, right? Come on together and see the right ones for me. Then I'll see my things and the rest will come. Ain't much to get into it, you know. Fair enough, fair enough. In fact, that's actually probably, that's a good way to do it. Actually, kind of get yourself right and then look to be in a relationship, because I believe this to be true. If you know that you are not in a good position and purposefully inviting somebody to be in your life while you are not in a good position, then yeah, you're just looking for trouble at that point. Like you're looking for things to just go bad. Like if you're not all there, whether it's mentally or just emotionally or whatever it is, and then you're inviting people to be in a relationship with you while you're not ready, then yeah, it's trouble. It's just trouble. So yeah, get yourself right. Get yourself right. Get an old man who's got some money as well. Maybe he can leave it to you in his will. And if he's dying soon, it's like you might not even have to wait that long. Yeah, get yourself right, man. Oh, speaking of dating, actually, did you guys see what was it? It was Tyler Perry, right? You know Tyler Perry, the director, actor/director, filmmaker. He was on some show talking about modern dating, and I didn't see the whole show. I just saw a clip that was going around where he said that like a lot of women now, specifically talking about black women, are on average making more, black women in America, on average making more money than black men in America, right? And he was saying that a lot of times that, you know, women don't like the idea of, you know, dating somebody who makes less money than them. And what he was saying is that he feels like, you know, people should kind of move away from that idea of whether he makes more money than you or not, and concentrate on finding somebody who's a good person. And I thought personally that was a reasonable thing to say, but I saw some other video where the woman was like cussing him out, saying, no, we shouldn't have to lower our standards, we shouldn't have to lower our standards, you need some, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I was like, anyway, what do you guys think of that? Do you think it's okay for a woman to date somebody who makes less money than them, you know, as long as that's a good person? Or do you feel like, nah, the guy's got to make more money? Don't matter how nice he is, if he ain't making more money than the woman, it's just a problem. Like, what do you guys think of that? Maybe I'm a little naive. You can date me as long as you leave me alone. Yeah, we can spend all our time together as long as we don't actually spend any time together. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Sounds good to me. Yeah, especially how it is now, guys. Man has to always help themselves, right? That very wrong place and calm. Sometimes that chick gets with the guy, and it'll go downhill. And be as well. So I feel like it is important to get yourself right before you get into a relationship, but for me, get yourself right doesn't necessarily mean having money. I mean, ideally, you're not just like running up debts, you know. Because here's the thing, like, I think that there's a big difference between being broke and not having a lot of money, right? That's how I feel about it. Now, granted, I know we're kind of getting into like semantics or whatever, but I feel like there's a lot of people out there who don't have a lot of money, you know, but they're able to handle the money that they have. They're able to manage it. Like, they're able to still pay their bills and, you know, do whatever, take care of their families, themselves. You know, they can manage the money they have and do okay with it. So they don't have a lot of money, but they're able to use the money they have to take care of themselves and their families, right? But then there's also people out there who have loads of money and can't handle it. You know what I mean? Like, people who have millions and millions and seemingly are always in debt. Like, I can't remember, if you remember, like Michael Jackson had like sold millions of records around the world, super popular, but the dude was always in debt, right? So I feel like there's a difference between being broke and not having a lot of money. Like, you can have a lot of money and still be broke, and you can have not much money and be doing fine. So I feel like as long as you're somebody who you can handle the money you have, regardless of whether you've got lots of money or you don't, whatever, so you can handle the money you have, that's what I think is important, and not the fact that you have lots of money. Because you can have a lot of money, like, how many people out there, I'm sure you know people out there who have like designer clothes, and, you know, they wear like fancy jewelry, and, you know, they have like the designer perfumes and all that kind of stuff, but like they never have money for the bus, you know what I mean? Or they're always short when it's like it's time to pay rent. You know what I mean? Like, it's things like that they spend money to look good in front of other people, but they're not really taking care of what needs to be taken care of. So, like, yeah, for me, I feel there's a difference between being broke and just not having a lot of money. A lot of people don't have a lot of money, but they're able to handle it. Whereas there's people out there who have loads of money and can't handle it, and that's a problem. So if you just go for somebody with loads of money, regardless of the fact whether they could actually handle it, it's just gonna be problems. It's gonna be problems. Let me catch up with the chat real quick. Honestly, I think women are becoming entitled. No one is ever gonna meet those unrealistic standards. They will end up alone. Yeah. No, because that's been a long-standing issue in American black culture. Black men not having themselves together. Black women complains about, but still will date them because they want to run the relationship. Well, if you don't have yourself together, then you can't be mad that someone else is running the relationship. I'm just saying. If you don't have yourself together, then yeah, she's gonna have. You can't be like, I'm gonna run the relationship when I don't have myself together. But But yeah, I mean, yeah, to me, I just feel like you people. I mean, what was his name? Tyler Perry. Yeah, what Tyler Perry said. I feel like it's perfectly reasonable. You know, find someone who cares about you. Find someone who likes you. Someone who you like and care about. Someone who you can trust and trusts you. You know what I mean? That's important. And so what if he makes less money than you? As long as he's not like irresponsible. You know, like, because that's the thing. As long as you're not with somebody who's just irresponsible to the point where they're taking all your money and gambling with it, and like, you know, that kind of stuff, or just spending it all on like stupid things, like, I don't know, something stupid. But yeah, as long as they're not irresponsible, so what if they make less money than you? Like that shouldn't. To me, I feel like that should never even be a thing. Like, it just shouldn't matter at all, like, who makes the most money. You know, if you decide that the person who makes the money is the one who has to run the relationship, then you set yourselves up for just unnecessary headaches. Like, it should be, no one should run a relationship. You work together in a relationship. You know what I mean? It's not about who, no one's in charge of anybody. No one's the boss. You work together in a relationship. You're building something together. You're together in equal amounts. It doesn't matter who makes more money. Like, if you can't see somebody as your equal, that's a problem. You know what I mean? That's a problem. If you're looking at somebody as beneath you, that's a problem. If you're like, oh, I mean, I think about this. Like, why would you consider somebody beneath you because they make less money than you? Like, who decided that? Money itself is a man-made object. So how can we take a man-made object and use that to decide somebody's value as a person? That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. But yeah, I just feel like people do need to move away from this idea of how much he makes and whatever. It's like, it's not that important. Indeed. I mean, you don't get free pizzas anymore, but you know, you balance these things out, right? You balance these things out. But here's what I think, though. And granted, this is, you know, inexperienced. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just some guy on the internet, but this is what I think. I feel like there's a lot of people out there that confuse standards with preferences. I think I might have said this before, actually, now that I'm saying it. I think I might have said this before. I might be repeating myself. I feel like as soon as I said it, I'm like, I think I said this before. Recently as well. I think I said this before recently, my bad. I think I was repeating myself. It was like maybe a few, if not the last stream, maybe the one before that, but I feel like I've said this quite recently in a stream. But yeah, to repeat myself possibly, I feel like there's a lot of people who confuse standards with preferences. Because yeah, of course you should have standards, but more money is not a standard, that's a preference. And preferences are cool to have, but at the end of the day, they're not that important. Like, if you can get somebody with lots of money, great, but it's not that important in the end. It should never be a deal breaker. It's just a preference. It's all about money. It matters for the men, particularly like women. But women who are on that knows when they don't want to be ran or controlled by a guy. Not trying to make more money than him. You miss the free pizza. Well, I'll tell you this for free. Ain't nobody running me. I don't care how much money. Ain't nobody running me. Whatever relationship I get into, ain't nobody running me. It's not. That's not what I'm looking for. Like, you can't come to me like, oh, I make more money, I run you. Nah, we're not doing that. I tell you that now. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Like, if it's not equal footing, then nah. If it's not equal partnerships, then nah. I don't run you, you don't run me. That's not. It's not. I'm not looking to get into any kind of, because that's not even a relationship. That's an agreement. You know what I mean? Like, you're just. That's just agreeing to be together. Like, you don't actually like each other at that point. You're just agreeing to be together. You know, like, I ain't looking for that. If it ain't genuine, I don't want it. So, like, nah, ain't nobody running me. I ain't looking to be in charge of nobody. I ain't looking for nobody to be in charge of me. That's just not happening. Nah, I don't care if you make $100 million or pounds, whatever. I don't give a. Nah, ain't nobody running me. I mean, if it was £100 million, then I might have to reconsider that. I'm just, just saying. Maybe I went a little bit too high with that. You know, 100 million, I'll probably let somebody run me for it if it was 100 million. I'm out to, yeah. If she makes like £1,000 or whatever, like, no, you ain't running. Dude, it's 3 pizzas for sure. I'd yeah. Equality, which doesn't exist. There's no bullshit in having power and resources. All I care about is do we buy and how to they get along with the kids and they that's the help. They had a good relationship and he understood that over time it was natural. It was a natural progression, and that was never shut out. That's a beautiful thing, man. It really is a beautiful thing. I mean, there it is. What I'm saying, women like, man, I'm trying to start another relationship. Me too. That's a bit. Oh, you're in a man coming out. You're in a man. It's not even about in a man, because at the end of the day, I don't need to be in charge of a relationship. It's not like I'm the boss and nah, it's not even like that. Like, it's just, I don't see that as a relationship. Like, if one person is in charge, that's not relationship. Well, technically it's a relationship, but you know, it's not a romantic relationship. It's not a relationship based on love and trust. Like, if one person's in charge, that's not equal. Like, you already have a power dynamic there. One person is in charge, and that's not something I'm trying to be a part of. Like, I don't want that. So I don't want to be in charge. I don't want to be the boss. I don't want to be the one making all the decisions and this, that, and the other, and I'm the man and I say what goes. Like, I don't want that either. You know, that sounds horrible to me, quite frankly. That sounds like headache. You know, that sounds like unnecessary stress. That's what that sounds like to me. So I don't want to be in charge of nobody. I don't want nobody trying to be in charge of me either. Like, it needs to be equal. Otherwise, what are we doing here? You know, what are we doing here if one person is in charge? Like, what are we actually doing here? We're just agreeing to be together. It's like, why? If there's no trust, if there's no genuine connection, why are we doing this? Just wasting time. You know what I mean? That's miserable. That's what that sounds like. That just sounds like misery. That's what that sounds like to me. Like, having to be making all the decisions. That sounds like misery. That sounds like stress. Or being or can't make any decisions yourself because you have to wait what somebody else says. That sounds like misery and stress. I don't want that. I don't care how much money she makes, who makes more money. Like, I don't see that as a good idea for a genuine relationship. That sounds like an easy way to kill a relationship, and you just agreeing to be together. You know, like, why? I ain't trying to waste my time. I ain't trying to waste nobody's time. Who should be in charge of a relationship? There's two people come together and work together, or at least that's how it should be indeed. So very can say whatever, and like America, so I can't really tell me nothing about it. Mostly know it very well. Well, I mean, he's a black American. But yeah, I mean, everyone's gonna have their own opinions on it. Personally, I'm just like, and I appreciate that American culture is there's a lot about American culture that I'm not gonna understand just from, you know, not living in America. I'm just going by what I hear and things like that. But yeah, that's for me. It's like, nah, I am not looking for that. I am not looking for that, and I personally don't see why it should matter at all who makes more money than who. Because if you have a relationship based on who makes more money, that's bruh. Because think about this. Let's say you made more money than the woman, right? Or you got together. Like, let's say you made more money than her, and you were together. You're having a great time. Maybe you got some kids now, all that. And then something happens, and now she's making more money than you. What do you do? Just like call it off? Oh, you make more money now. We're done. I think about that. Like, it makes absolutely no sense to allow things like something as arbitrary as money to decide how your relationship is dictated. You know, money is not real, for one thing. Like, I mean, that's a whole nother thing we can get into. But money isn't real. I won't bore you what I mean by now. If you know, you know. Money isn't real. It's made up. You know, it's what we have as a way of, you know, commerce and buying things and whatever. So it's kind of here to stay, but it's made up. Money isn't real. And using that as a way of deciding how your relationship works is a terrible idea, because it means your relationship is based on something that isn't real. You know, it's based on something that was made up. It's based on something that has no real intrinsic value. I mean, think about it. When you hold a coin or a note, like, what is the value of a note? It says 50 on it. Okay, so it's worth 50? Is it? It says 100 on it. It ain't pretty much the same size. There's not much more paper in 100 than it is in the 50. There's no real intrinsic value to it. The only value in it is what people place on it. And we built this whole kind of economy and worldwide systems based around this idea of money and its worth. And like I say, that's pretty much here to stay. That's not going anywhere, but it is a construct that we all buy into. You know, it's not intrinsic to humanity. So basing your relationship on who has more of this arbitrary thing, I don't know, it just seems like a terrible idea to me. And of course, yeah, I get it. We all need money to pay bills. I ain't saying that. I ain't saying that. We all need money to pay our bills and do stuff that we want to do and go on holiday or whatever and have fun. I get that. I understand that. But I'm not advocating for the abolition of money. It's here to stay. I get that. But at the same time, I do think it's important to remember that money isn't real. You know, it's not. It's made up. It's a construct that we all buy into. It has its purposes. You know, it definitely has its purposes, but it isn't real. It is when people talk about relationships, they make it sound like a business, right? Don't they? Yeah, for real. Like, what, am I getting into a relationship or taking out a bank loan? Like, what is this? Like, what is this? Should I be signing a contract somewhere? Like, what's going on? Since you believe that you may come over and take over, I make more money than you, girl. Like, coming back to the UK with you, take as many as you like. Guarantee you'll send them back in 2 weeks. Nah, I ain't trying to do that. I ain't no passport, bro. What was that, passport, bro? Going to other countries to find women. Actually, I mean, not that I'm totally against the idea of meeting a woman from a different country, by the way, but I'm also not trying to. I've given up on Western women. No, it ain't like that. Although I guess Americans are kind of Western women too, so what's the difference? And besides, I could find a woman who makes more money than me in England. That's not that difficult. It's not that difficult. I could find plenty of women who make more money than me. It would not be hard. I promise you that. I promise you that. Listen, if I started making these what you call it, these criteria that I'll only date a woman who makes less money than me, I would be very much limiting my dating pool. You understand? My dating pool would be like this, you know. So yeah. Like imagine a dude who's like 4'8" saying I'm only dating women shorter than me. It's like, yeah, your dating pool is like this. You know what I mean? Like, come on. I'm putting that criteria on. Plenty of women make more money than me. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. I could probably throw a stone and hit a woman that makes more money than me. Like, it's not that hard. It's not. I'm not one of these high earners. So it's like, you know what? Let it be, man. Let it be. And that's another thing as well. Like when guys say that they only date women that make less money than them, and the guy themselves like works at a minimum wage job. It's like, bro, like, what are you doing here? You know what I mean? Like if you're a dude and you work at a minimum wage job and your attitude is, I'm only gonna date women that make less money than me. It's like, you know, the math ain't math in here. Contract. If the guy has some sense, he'll already have in mind for him to have to sign it. Yeah, the prenup. If you ain't no punk, so we want prenup. We want prenup. Yeah. It's something that you need to have. When she leave your ass, she gonna leave with her. Yeah, Kanye West said it. I mean, like I said, I'm not opposed to the idea of, you know, being with someone from a different country. I don't think that's a problem at all. But yeah, I think the idea of purposefully leaving where you live specifically to go to a country and meet a woman there because you feel like women, I feel like it's just, yeah, you're right. It's odd. Like, first of all, I feel like at that point, you're not even looking at them as people. You know, you're looking at them as objects. You know, oh, these women are this way and these women are that way. Like, you're looking at them as objects. Like, they're not people to you. And oftentimes, like, at least from what I've seen anyway, I mean, there may be other examples, I'm sure, but at least from what I've seen, a lot of times there's people going to countries that are a bit more, say, economically deprived. So, you know, you're coming from England, you're coming from America, you're coming from a place where your currency has a lot of weight over there. And, you know, you're finding a woman and you know, of course she's not forced to do anything, right? I get that, but at the same time, it's like you're meeting somebody who will get effectively giving them a chance to live a life that they almost will never get a chance to live if they don't take it with you. So it's like, what are you really doing here? You know, what you really doing here? Like, it comes back to that whole thing about power and, you know, wanting to be in control. And it's like, and you've seen these ones where, and by the way, it's not apparently even just men that do this. So it's women. Some women do this as well, where they'll find like a guy from a different country, bring him back to America, bring him back to England or whatever, and then just threaten them with like getting them deported if they don't do what they want. You know what I mean? Like, and yeah, that's mad to me. Like, that is just mad. Like, you'll go to a country that's economically deprived, bring someone over, you know, offering them a life of whatever, and then start threatening to get them deported if they don't do this thing that you want. Nah, that's crazy to me, man. Again, it's not a relationship, it's an agreement to be together. It's nah. a lot of people out there with unresolved childhood trauma. I mean, that's that's what it feels like to me anyway. A lot of people out there walking around with unresolved childhood trauma, and it's just manifesting itself in these ways. But nah, that ain't me. I ain't trying to do that. I ain't trying to do that. Brax is trying to be a passport, bro. Which country would you go to, Brax, once you get your passport sorted? Where are you going to? Let's see if we can find a little bit about the country where Brax would get his wife from. What are we talking about? We're talking about where we going, Brax? Thailand, maybe? Gotta be careful in Thailand, so just saying. Gotta be real careful in Thailand. Mail order, Brian. If you go Thailand, you can go Bangkok in Thailand. If that's what you're into, you can go Bangkok in Thailand. Or you can just go, man, fuck it. Only smart people get those jokes. Yeah. You can go Thailand, and you could go Bangkok. Or you could just be like, oh, where's it gone? I've lost it. I've lost it. But yeah, there's a place in town called Phuket. I think it's pronounced Phuket, actually. It might be pronounced Phuket. But yeah, spelled fuck it. Where is it? I can't find it anymore. It's somewhere around here anyway. Somewhere in Asia, Cambodia, Vietnam. Oh, Thailand, yeah, China, Thailand, South Korea, Japan, Singapore, Indonesia, Philippines, Mongolia, maybe. Find a lot of your dreams in the mail order to catalog. Just be careful, it's not Matt Lucas knocking at your door. You know. Matt Lucas, ain't he the dude from that bald guy? The baby. He's the baby. He's that guy. So why those countries though, Brax? What is it about those countries where you think that's where you're gonna meet your perfect woman? Little Britain, that's the show. Oh wait, was it? Oh yeah, no, he was in Little Britain, but he was on another show, wasn't he? Like where he was like a baby drummer or something. Like it was a game show. I'm sure that was Matt Lucas as well, right? I know he's done some movies as well. Like I see him pop up in a few movies here and there. Oh, there it is, Phuket. Found it. But yeah, what is it about those Asian countries, Thailand, China, Vietnam? What is it about those countries that makes you think that this is where I'm gonna meet the woman of my dreams? Or what is it about those places? Speaking of Asia, yeah, that's where I went to. So a few miles, well, more than a few miles, but yeah, Karachi in Pakistan on the map right there. Actually, you know what? Since we've got a map open right now, let me show you let me show you where I plan on traveling to next. So, I haven't fully planned it out yet, but here's what I've got so far. So Paris, I'm gonna go to Paris, right, in France, right there, and maybe be there for like a day-ish. And then from Paris, I wanna go to Amsterdam over in the Netherlands, and be there for maybe 2-3 days. And then from there, I'm gonna fly out to another part of the world. Maybe, and this is where, like I said, I haven't fully planned it out yet. But from there, I might want to fly out to, where is it now? Where is it? It's over this side. We're going far now. Where is it gone? But it's Hong Kong. Here we go, Hong Kong, down here. I have a brother in Hong Kong. He lives in Hong Kong now for his work and that. So I might fly out and hang out with him for a little bit. But that's kind of like my plan for my next travels. Like, well, my thinking plan right now. It's not fully planned out yet, but that's kind of what I want to do. Go Paris, Amsterdam, then fly out to Hong Kong. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I've always admired the Asian culture and liked Asian chicks along with other demographics. He did that scared to little prison where he was the bride from Thailand or something. Oh, okay, that was the joke. Okay, I missed that. I'm sorry. I missed that joke. India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, the hell. Well, here's what I could tell you about Pakistan from experience. You could meet a woman there. I mean, it's not impossible. Not impossible. Pakistan is, by and large, a very conservative country, and it's majority Muslim. You know, vast majority Muslim, and it's a very conservative country. So it's not that you can't meet a woman there, but you might struggle, quite frankly. Like you might struggle quite hard if you go into Pakistan to meet a woman. Not impossible, but yeah, you might struggle. India, I've never been to, but from what people tell me, it's a bit more, but maybe more than a little bit more liberal in India. So you might do better there. You might do better in India. Might. But yeah, I'd like to go to India too, actually. I like to go to Mumbai in India. Over there. Mumbai is where a lot of the movies are made. By the way, Brax, the reason why I say you want to be careful in Thailand is because the ladyboy culture there is pretty big. I don't know if you know that, but the ladyboy culture in Thailand is pretty big. So yeah, you're gonna be, if you go to Thailand, you're gonna want to be. You might want to make a few checks. I'm just saying. might want to check a few things like let's take a look at Braxton's hometown. It was Louisiana, wasn't it? Try to find Louisiana on the map. St. Louis, that's not it. Where's Louisiana gone? It's like south, right? What's that, guys? This is heading. I appreciate you coming through, Sam. You take care of yourself. Good night, sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. In fact, yeah, I'm probably gonna be ending the stream soon, actually. But yeah, found Louisiana. Here we go. Since we have found Brax's hometown, Monroe, Louisiana. There we go. There we go. Monroe as well. Found it. We got Brax. Let's see if we can zoom in and see Brax on the map. Zoom all the way in. West Monroe. Get down to street level. Chick-fil-A over there. Pretty big in Thailand too. Well, so I've heard. But yeah, man. I mean, I would say if you are going to another country to meet a woman, and make sure you are meeting a woman. What I mean by that is, you know, not a lady boy. You know? No, but for real though, I make sure you meeting a woman, like not just bringing a person back because you think like, you know, they're this way or that way or whatever, or you're tired of American girls and this, you know, because everybody has their own history, right? Everybody has their own history. Everybody has their own quirks, their own hang-ups, their own insecurities. You know, everybody is an individual, is a person, and if you're just looking at somebody as a thing or what they're supposed to be, then you're going to be the one that messes it up. I can promise you that. So if you're going to another country and you're trying to meet somebody that you actually get along with as an individual, as a person, and not just as an idea of what you think they're supposed to be. But a lot of guys do that, and a lot of girls do that too. They'll fall in love with the idea of a person and not necessarily the person themselves. So when that person doesn't live up to their idea of what they should be, it's just issues. So make sure you are liking the person and not just the idea of the person. And you can take that to the bank and cash it. I should become an agony uncle, son. I give good advice. Even if I do say so myself. I give damn good advice. I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna lie. coy about it or whatever, you know, I'll tell you, I give good advice. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I had it. Yeah. Hey, each their own, but bro, I ain't trying to get involved with that. I am not trying to get involved with that, but hey, y'all do you. There's New York. I've been to New York. I'm trying to find New York on the map. There's Nova Scotia. It's not that far. There we go. Here's New York. So I went to New York years back. That's where I went to. Oh, you can't see that much on the screen. Sort of Niagara Falls, which is somewhere around here. There we go, right here. I saw from the Toronto side, which I guess is, yeah, somewhere around here. Not Toronto side, the Canada side, so like somewhere around here. I guess you can see it from New York side, which is maybe around here. There's a thing about that, because I think I said it before as well, but yeah, people confuse genders with sex. There's gender and sex are two different things. There's two sexes, there's loads of genders, and that's not even new. Like, it's actually been like that for a long time. Like, the word gender has always been an identity rather than a biological trait. But people often confuse the two. So yeah, it's not new to say there's multiple genders. There's always been loads of genders. There's two sexes. So there's a difference between gender and sex. There's two sexes, that's biological. Gender is identity. And there's always been like room for, in fact, the original meaning of gender was really about where you were from, like identifying where you were from. It's only like later on it became associated with like, you know, like masculine, feminine, you know, things like that. But yeah, there's always been loads of genders, because a gender is identity and how you identify yourself. Whereas biologically, there's only two sexes, male, female. So yeah, it's an important distinction, especially now as there's a lot of talk about it. But yeah, there's always been lots of different genders based on your own identity and how you identify yourself. But biologically, there's only two sexes. And there are differences. They are different. Gender and sex are different. Gender is identity, sex is biological. It's about that time to start winding down. It's about that time to start winding down. Next live stream should be on Thursday. Playing more Final Fantasy. Maybe even take on Sephiroth again. We'll see how it goes. But yeah. is what it is. As if it wasn't, it'll be something else. But yeah, I'm gonna go maybe put a little bit of food in my belly, relieve myself, and then go to bed. So yeah, Thursday should be next stream, 8 p.m. GMT-ish. Then back on Monday with Arnie season for movie night. I forget which movie it is, but I'll look at it later. But that's gonna be all for now. So guys, you have been awesome as always. I appreciate you and all that you do. Thank you for keeping the company. Thank you for keeping it lively. Peace. Alright, laters.